Do you really want to do it your way, or would it be way better if you just did it God's way? Welcome to the Daily Devo. I am Vince Miller. So we are in chapter 30 of 1 Samuel. David has returned to Ziklag and finds that his land has been burned and all of their families, the families, meaning the wives and the children of the warriors, have been taken captive by the Amalekites. So David seeks guidance from the Lord on what actions to take and then heads off in hot pursuit of the enemy. In the meantime, they come across this survivor who was left behind by the Amalekites. And, well, here's what happens in verses 11 through 15. They found an Egyptian in the open country and brought him to David and gave him bread to eat. And they gave him water to drink. And he gave him a cake of figs and a cluster of raisins. That's a lot of detail, by the way, on what they fed this guy. And they gave him a cluster of raisins. And when he had eaten, his spirit revived, for he had not eaten bread or drunk water for 3 days and 3 nights. So there's the reason they do this. And David said to him, "To whom do you belong, and where are you from?" He said, "I am a young man of Egypt, a servant to an Amalekite. And my master left me behind because I fell sick 3 days ago." So he leaves them for dead. "We had made a raid against the Negeb of the Cherethites, and against which belonged to Judah, and against the Negeb of Caleb, and we burned Ziklag with fire." And David said to him, "Will you show me or take me down to this band?" And he said, "Swear to me by God that you will not kill me and deliver me into the hands of my master, and I will take you down to this band." David's encounter with this Egyptian slave is a striking example of God's providence. After seeking God's guidance, David didn't just rush into action blindly. He trusted God's plan. And that trust was met with provision that he could not have foreseen. I mean, this Egyptian left for dead by that Amalekite master became the whole key to his victory in the coming verses. Without this man's inside knowledge, David might have struggled to locate the enemy or even reclaim what was stolen. You know, this moment right here reminds me of how God works in ways that we often cannot predict in our own lives. When we seek God first, as David did right here, well, his answers will come, but not always as thunderous proclamations from heaven, right? Sometimes they come through unexpected people, unexpected problems, or unexpected promptings that steer us towards God's purposes. You know, in times of distress, I'm just going to confess, I'm quick to handle problems my way instead of seeking it God's way. I mean, how often do you do that? David's story right here teaches us the importance of seeking God first, like he did, then walking in faith and discovering God's way. God's way is way better than your way. Did you know that? When we do it God's way, his providence shows up in all these little ways along the way. It could be in a simple conversation with a stranger who emerges at just the right time. So, if you are in distress today, stop doing it your way. Do it God's way. Just consult him first. Take some small steps of faith and look for his providence along the way, and you will see a victory in you and through you. I love you guys. Pray this blesses you. If it has, share it with someone else, and I'll see you right back here again tomorrow.